And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and movie review for the brand new Paul Rudd film, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. That's right, this is Marvel's first movie in Phase 5. We are finally at Phase 5, everyone. And this movie does star Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, Catherine Newman, and Jonathan Majors, playing King the Conqueror. Now, this is my non-spoiler review. I will do my thoughts on the post-credit scene maybe next week or maybe this weekend. A lot of people, watch it because there are two post-credit scenes that you have to watch, and I want to give my thoughts on where those post-credits could lead into. There's a theory, but, we're going to have fun with it. So, let's talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp. So, in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, you have Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, or Scott. He's living the good life. It's been 5 years after the events of Endgame. Now, this is another 5 years that literally happened. He's on the bus. He's having fun. He's with Hope now. His daughter Cassie's all grown up, doing her own thing. He's writing books. He's hanging out with Hank Pym and Hope Pym and everybody else. He's living the good life. And when he's living the good life, and he sees, he's got everything. He's all happy. But then when Cassie kind of starts getting interesting in the quantum realm, things start to go a little crazy when she accidentally kind of sends a signal into the quantum realm. Now, this is all in the trailer, so it's not much of a spoiler. She has some new machine that she's been working on behind his back. He had no idea. And then they basically send out a signal, and they get sucked into the quantum realm. Now, when they get into the quantum realm, this is when all the stuff pretty much happens. This is where you meet, Kang and his forces and what he's been doing in the quantum realm. You do find out all that inside. You also get to see, why Janet Van Dyne has been so worried about going back to the quantum realm. Remember, because she was in there for a long, long time. There's a certain reason why she's like that. And when you get to see it in the film, it's like, oh, makes sense. That's why. So you'll get that sense when you watch the film. Because Janet has been holding a secret from everybody about why, what she was doing down in the quantum realm before they actually, rescued her, Ant-Man and the Wasp. So you get that little backstory, and I thought, seeing Michelle Pfeiffer do her thing was a lot of fun seeing that. And then when you finally meet Kang, and he's played by Jonathan Majors, dude's menacing. Menacing. Obviously, when you look at him, really look at him, you're watching his character for Creed, because he is just jacked beyond compare. But I'm telling you, Kang was awesome. And he was menacing. He was terrifying. He really felt like a true, not like a one film villain. He felt like he's going to be around for a long time throughout the MCU Phase 5 period, maybe even Phase 6 as well. You get that sense of who he is and what he's doing in there and what actually happens to him and why is he even down there. You will get that sense. You also get a new character, MODOK. MODOK shows up as well. Very, very cool. You get to meet Cassie as well. Cassie's all grown up. She's in the quantum realm as well. She's very into trying to be the new sidekick, if you will call it that. And this is for from the trailers. So if you have not seen the trailers, there's a little spoiler for the trailers. Cassie does have her suit. She does play, I think it's Stature. I think that's her character's name. I could be wrong. Anyway, they don't really establish what her code name will be in the movie, but when you watch it, you see her in costume, so it's really, really cool. And I thought Catherine Newman did a really good job with it, and yeah. So, how did I enjoy this film? Did I like it? Not like it? Didn't like it? I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I really enjoyed this film. I thought this film was a lot of fun. It's not the best, MCU film of all time. No, it's not. But I feel like it's the best Ant-Man movie of all out of the trilogy so far. You know, it's not as funny as Ant-Man 2 or Ant-Man 1, but it is more action packed, and I really appreciated that. You know, the other two Ant-Mans have action here, but this one had more action. You know, so there was that, and I really enjoyed it. I really thought Jonathan Majors did a really good job of, reintroducing himself as Kang the Conqueror, because technically he was already introduced in Loki season 1, and if you did not see season 1 of Loki, and this is the first time you see him, yeah, for some people, yeah, this is the first time we ever get to see him. But for me, I've seen Loki. I know he was gonna play Kang, and yeah, so he was great, and I can't wait to see him do more. Modok was cool up to a point, and I'll get to that in my negatives. But what else I liked about this is like Paul Rudd did not miss a step playing this character. I mean, the guy literally does not look like he ages at all. It looks like he lives in the quantum realm in real life. Paul Rudd. I don't know. I'm telling you, when you watch him in this movie, it's like, does this guy age? Like, I don't know what he like what he does. Did he actually found out the quantum realm was real and he actually is in there all the time? That's why he stays so young. Michelle Pfeiffer was great. You know, Michael Douglas had a moment to shine in this movie, and it was awesome. Only Michael Douglas can do one thing and just be like, yeah, that was cool. And he was great throughout the whole movie too, but still, it was great. What else? The post-credit scenes were great. I really liked that stuff. The visuals of this movie were beautiful. It had that whole. I don't know if you know about the new Disney animated movie that came out, I think last year, Strange World. It was an okay movie. Kind of had a little vibes of that, but more scale. And I thought that stuff was really, really cool. The whole quantum realm looked beautiful. You can do whole movies of just the quantum realm, and I think it'd be a lot of fun to explore that even more. Okay, so let's talk about the negatives about here, and I have a couple. Now I didn't know the runtime for this film, but it kind of felt really like short. Not in a short like, oh wait, like, not super short, but it felt like, okay, plot, middle of the movie, ending. That's exactly how this movie went. And I was like, I looked at my watch at the end of the movie. I'm like, that was quick. I saw like a 3 o'clock show, and I ended like around 5. So it didn't feel like it dragged, but it didn't feel like they told enough of the story to like me wanting to be super glued into it. And yeah, I felt a little bit like it felt really quick. Like okay, here you guys are. They're in the quantum realm. They gotta start the bad guy. End of the movie. I'm like, okay, fine. It felt a little too quick in my taste. I kind of wish it slowed down a little bit just so it can explain certain things. But obviously, we're gonna see more of Kang in the future. So, and that's not much of a spoiler. We already know he's gonna be in Loki season 2. So anyway, I want to talk about MODOK. Now, I really like MODOK in the comics. He's a very big, floaty head kind of character. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I did not like his design. No, don't get me wrong. There's some shots in here with MODOK with his mask on, his iconic, grin face from the comics and the cartoons. He should have kept that on the whole time. Him taking off the mask at like every couple minutes, it kind of dragged a little bit. Now, granted, the character was a little funny, but it really felt like it really dragged the character. It really to the point where like, oh boy, all right, can you like get off screen? It kind of did that because when he had the helmet on and he was in fighting mode, badass. It was awesome. But when he took off the helmet and tried to be all jokey, it was just like, okay, you reminded me of when George Lopez did that movie Shark Boy and Lava Girl when he had his big head and that robot body, and it felt really cheesy. It really felt like that, and it was just my head. So yeah, it really it did the whole back and forth thing with MODOK's character, his mask on, his mask off. I didn't like that. It just too much. It was way too much. And then, of course, let's talk about Kang the Conqueror. I have one little tiny little flaw with him. Now, don't get me wrong, Kang's awesome, and I love his character. But my one concern about him, and this is for future films as well, because I'm a little worried that because in the comics, Kang the Conqueror is not much of a threat to the Avengers unless he has the technology. And that's in the comics. But here, we kind of got a reference of that in here, in a way, without me spoiling anything. And no, he's gonna be menacing no matter what, and I can't wait to see that. I just don't want him to feel, rinse and repeat kind of a character. I want him to evolve. If Jonathan Majors is gonna play this character multiple times throughout the MCU, Phase 5 and maybe even 6, I want him to feel very different for each version that he's playing. I really hope we get that, and we get that sense of it, but I really hope they show it. That's my one concern for his character. Because honestly, if he's just going to be the same kind of, yeah, I'm menacing, I'm powerful, but then when you really look at him, is he really that powerful? Is he? Because when you watch this film and you really look at it, it's like, he's not that powerful. Yeah, he may look powerful, but is he that powerful? So anyway, let's just hope he does. Like, look at Thanos, for example. When Thanos didn't even have the gauntlet on, he looked immense. I mean, yeah, the guy was huge, obviously. But then, when you give him that technology of being, with the gauntlet, his personality changed, and he felt very different. And he was still menacing. So hopefully with Kang, we get to see more different versions of him being more menacing, and I can't wait to see it because Jonathan Majors did a really great job, and I can't wait to see him in Loki season 2 and hopefully other future projects as well. But yeah, listen, in the end of the day, this movie's fun. Don't worry about the Rotten Tomatoes scores. If you're worried about the Rotten Tomatoes score, don't worry about it. Go and judge this movie for yourself. You love it, you love it. You hate it, you hate it. It's no problem. Me, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. I will go see it again. Because Kang was great. Like I said, I just wish, I hope for future films, if he does come back, he doesn't feel like the same character. You know what I mean? Change it up a little bit. Even though he's going to be playing the same character, but personality-wise, I want him to feel different. So there's that. He was great. Scott's great. Hope is Pope, obviously. Kathleen Newman was amazing. I thought she was great in the whole movie. Oh, one more thing about Kathleen Newman. I really liked her character a lot. And I appreciate for what they did with her character in this movie because, in other movies, when you have a new sidekick, that sidekick kind of ends up having the skills and knowledge to be aware of what technology she has or he has. And having Cassie be the complete opposite worked very, very well in this movie. I'll give you one example. There's a moment in the film where she's trying to defend herself, and she's not very good at it. Now, granted, other characters in the MCU, they would have been like, okay, I'm going to defend myself. Yeah, let me just do this. And they win. With Cassie in this, she's still technically a rookie. So it's like, I appreciate for them what they did to making her still a rookie and not just be like, yeah, I have Ant-Man's powers now. I can literally beat anybody up myself. So I like that she had that vulnerability to make mistakes and still not, still be learning on how to use the suit and all that stuff. But so I appreciate them doing that for her. So hopefully when we see her again, and hopefully soon, she could become, the standard Ant-Man kind of character for her own self and not just be a carbon copy of Ant-Man himself. So I really thought that she did a really good job with that character. So yeah, good on that. But other than that, the movie was great. I had a lot of fun with it. Like I said, go check it out for yourself. Don't worry about the Rotten Tomatoes score. If you enjoyed this film, awesome. If you did not enjoy this film, that's okay too. Everybody has their own opinions. But yeah, I can't wait to see what's going to come next for Kang, if he's going to come back, which, come on, we all know he's coming back. But yeah. The post-credit scenes were cool. Like I said, I want to do a video about just the post-credit scenes, but I'm going to wait a couple of days until a lot of people see it to do it. So, yeah. So, go check out the film for yourself and let me know what you guys thought about it. Are you guys excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania? Did you guys give up after the whole Rotten Tomatoes score? Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much, and have a good day.